Welcome back to Great Day Houston. Today we're talking about hyperphagia associated with Prader-Willi syndrome, or PWS, and hearing from a caregiver about her family's experience. This segment is sponsored by Soleno Therapeutics. VYKAT XR diazoxide choline extended release tablets is a prescription medicine used to treat hyperphagia, which is characterized as extreme hunger, constant thoughts about food, and a constant urge to eat that cannot be satisfied with food in adults and children 4 years of age and older with Prader-Willi syndrome. To learn more and see important safety information, visit VYKATXR.com. Dale Wilson and her son Matthew, who is living with PWS, spoke with Karen Neer at our sister station in Atlanta, WXIA.
Thank you both so much for being here, Dale and Matthew. Matthew, I'm going to get to you in 1 second, but I'm going to start with your mom. When did you first learn about Matthew's diagnosis, and what did you learn about Prader-Willi syndrome at that time?
Yeah, so we found out Matthew had Prader-Willi syndrome at 16 days old. He was born floppy and he couldn't breathe. He was struggling in a lot of areas that he had at birth, and so we had him tested and it came back that he had Prader-Willi syndrome. When they diagnosed him, they told us that his hypothalamus was damaged and he had hyperphagia. At the age of 10, he would be a monster around food, is what they told us.
How did hyperphagia in PWS affect your family before starting VYKAT XR?
It consumed our family. It was everywhere. Food in the trash, everything. We had to lock up our pantries. We had to lock up our kitchens. If you don't know what hyperphagia is, it's where he's consumed with hunger, no matter how much he eats. So it's like if you fasted for 24 hours, that's what he feels all the time. So we had to watch and monitor everything he ate all the time.
What were your hopes and fears for Matthew before a treatment for hyperphagia in PWS was available?
So our fear with Matthew was that he was going to live a life in an institution, because that's what we were originally told. We were told that hyperphagia would just take over and consume him in every aspect. Our hope was that we would get to know Matthew for Matthew, and that there would be something that would help him feel full one day.
Dale, when did you and your doctor decide to start VYKAT XR extended release tablets, which is an FDA-approved treatment for hyperphagia in people ages 4+ with Prader-Willi syndrome, and what factors played a role in that decision?
Well, our awesome endocrinologist that we had approached us when Matthew was about 10 years old. His hyperphagia was getting worse, and we were starting noticing some signs. She brought this drug to us and said, would you like to try it? With Matthew, we all decided that it just felt right. It felt like a good thing to try, and honestly, anything was better than what we were living with at the time. So we decided to give it a try.
What progress have you noticed in Matthew since you began that treatment?
Yes, so we've noticed that he's not asking about food. He's not talking about food as much. He's not anxious around the food. He's feeling a little bit fuller now with leaving things on the plate when he eats. And even just talking to Matthew, we get to see that it's Matthew now and not Prader-Willi syndrome taking over.
VYKAT XR common side effects do include increased hair growth all over the body, fluid overload, high blood sugar, rash. Has Matthew experienced any of these side effects since he began treatment?
Yes, Matthew had hyperhidrosis, which is hair growth, and that, of course, everyone is different. So Matthew is, of course, different than like everyone else, but that was his side effect.
Dale, and how has this impacted your family's day-to-day life?
Because he's not thinking about food as much anymore, we're able to go out and socially interact with people. We're able to kind of be part of the families again. Thanksgiving even is a big thing. So yeah, it's impacted a lot of our areas of life. If we forget to lock up the pantry, we're not scared of what might happen.
Matthew, thanks for hanging out as I talked to your mom. Are there things you and your family do now that you couldn't do before?
I was able to spend time with my family and do food activities without eating the food. Just ranting about having fun and not ranting about food.
I feel like I've gotten to know you a little bit this morning, saying getting to know Matthew from Matthew, and it's a joy. It's been a delight. What does it mean to you to finally have an FDA-approved treatment for hyperphagia in PWS when there weren't any options before?
It means there's hope. Before 16 years ago, when Matthew was born, there was nothing. There was nothing. And now there is something. And it's amazing to see that the community is coming, there's supports, there's hope, and just knowing that Matthew can have a life that is full. It's not going to be an instant, overnight, quick fix. The drug takes time to get in the system to work, but it does work, and it has been really beneficial for Matthew, for our family.
All right, Deal, Matthew, thank you so much for being here and sharing your family story. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
VYKAT XR is a prescription medicine used to treat hyperphagia in people ages 4 and older with PWS, and it is not right for everyone. So to learn more, including important safety information, visit VYKATXR.com or speak with your healthcare provider.